This is Zan reporting to you, coming to you with the news about the tragedy that occurred in Michigan. The student goes in and kills three other of his classmates and wounds 8 at Michigan school. Y'all, we are living in some very, very trying times, and this is why it's important for us to talk to our children, see what's going on inside of their heads. We're not the only ones who are dealing with a lot of trauma right now, with a lot of situations, with a lot of issues. Everything in the world has changed like overnight. In the last 2 years, these kids are suffering tremendously. A lot of them with having to wear the mask, a lot of them with having to study remotely, a lot of them with not having internet access. It's just a lot going on. And then now with the prices of food just going crazy, a lot of them are not being fed the way properly. A lot of their parents have lost their jobs due to mandates. A lot of their parents are frustrated and confused. There's a lot of tension in the home because of everything that's going on. So now we have this situation that has just occurred, and it's awful. And my heart and prayers go out to all the victims and their families. It's just very, very heartbreaking. So I'd like to read an article in regards to what has occurred out there in Michigan. It says, a 15-year-old sophomore opened fire at his Michigan high school on Tuesday, killing 3 students, including a 16-year-old boy who died in a deputy's patrol car on the way to a hospital, authorities said. 8 other people were wounded, some critically. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard said late Tuesday that investigators were still trying to determine a motive for the shooting at Oxford High School in Oxford Township, a community of about 22,000 people, roughly 30 miles north of Detroit. The person that got the most insight and the motive, it's not talking, Butcher said at a news conference. The suspect's father had brought the 9mm Sig Sauer used in the shooting on Friday, Butcher said, adding that he did not know why the man bought the gun. Butcher said the suspect had practiced shooting with the gun and posted pictures of the target and the weapon. The 3 students who were killed were 16-year-old Tate Meyer, 14-year-old Hannah St. Juliana, and 17-year-old Madison Baldwin. Butcher said Meyer died in a patrol car as a deputy tried to get him to a hospital. Butcher said authorities were made aware of allegations circulating on social media that there had been threats of a shooting at the roughly 1,700 student school, but he said they didn't know about the rumors until after the attack. Butcher stressed how crucial it is for tips of the kind to be sent to authorities, while also cautioning against spreading social media rumors about the attack before a full-out investigation. Undersheriff Mike McCabe downplayed the significance of an incident in early November when a deer head was thrown off the school roof, which he said was absolutely unrelated to the shooting. The vandalism prompted school administrators to post 2 letters to parents on the school's website earlier in November, saying they were responding to rumors of a threat against the school but had found none. Authorities did immediately release the shooting suspect's name, but Butcher said deputies arrested him within minutes of arriving at the school in response to a flood of 911 calls about the attack, which happened shortly before 1 p.m. He said the deputies arrested him after he emerged from a bathroom with the gun, which he said had 7 rounds of ammunition still in it. I believe they literally saved lives, having taken down the suspect with a loaded firearm while still in the building, Butcher said. McCabe said the suspect's parents visited their son where he's being held and advised him not to talk to investigators, as is his right. Police must seek permission from a juvenile suspect's parents or guardian to speak with them, he added. Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald issued a statement Tuesday evening saying her office expects to issue charges quickly and that an update would be given on Wednesday. Butcher said the suspect had no prior run-ins with his department and he wasn't aware of any disciplinary history at school. That's part of our investigation to determine what happened prior to this event and if some signs were missed, how were they missed, and why, he said. President Joe Biden, before delivering remarks at a community college in Rosemont, Minnesota, said, "As we learn the full details, my heart goes out to the families enduring the unimaginable grief of losing a loved one." That's crazy that he would say that when they're applying so much pressure to American people and American families with these mandates and with this hyper super inflation and all these things. I'm tired of the fakeness. But it goes on to say the school was placed on lockdown after the attack, with some children sheltering in locked classrooms while officers searched the premises. They were later taken to a nearby major grocery store to be picked up by their parents. The district said in a statement that all of its schools would be closed for the rest of the week. Isabel Flores, a 15-year-old ninth grader, told WJBK-TV that she and other students heard gunshots and saw another student bleeding from the face. They then ran from the area through the rear of the school, she said. Authorities said they were searching the suspect's cell phone, school video footage, and social media posts for any evidence of a possible motive. School administrators had posted 2 letters to parents on the school's website in November, saying they were responding to rumors of a threat against the school following a bizarre vandalism incident. According to a November 4th letter written by Principal Steve Wolf, someone threw a deer head into a courtyard from the school's roof, painted several windows on the roof with red acrylic paint, and used the same paint on concrete near the school building during the early morning hours. Without specifically referencing that incident, a second post on November 12th assured there has been no threat to our building nor our students. I wonder if they looked into that to see where did that come from, who actually did that, because like some things you just don't ignore. Somebody throwing a deer head off the roof of a school building and then painting red paint all over the walls or whatever the case is, and you don't look into that. You can't ignore those types of things, because I would think something's that would be a red flag in my eyesight. Both the sheriff and undersheriff emphasized that Tuesday's shooting was unrelated to the deer head or any earlier investigation by their office. That was a different incident, different student, McCabe said. It doesn't matter. You still need to look into that. A concerned parent, Robin Redden, said her son, Trespin Bryant, is a 12th grader at the school but stayed home Tuesday. Redden said her son had heard threats that there could be a shooting. This couldn't be just random, she said. Bryant said he texted several younger cousins in the morning and they said they didn't want to go to school and he got a bad feeling. He asked his mom if he could do assignments online. Bryant said he had heard vague threats for a long time now about plans for a shooting. At a vigil at Lake Point Community Church on Tuesday night, Leanne Dursa choked back tears as she hugged friends and neighbors. Dursa has lived nearly all of her 73 years in Oxford, and her grandchildren attended the high school. Scared us all something terrible. It's awful, Dursa said of the shooting. So, you go on, which you have people in the community saying different things. And Pastor Jesse Hall, I'm going to say this and then the article is complete. Pastor Jesse Hall said news of the shooting flooded into him and his wife, including texts from some of the 20 to 25 students who are among the 400-member congregation. Some were very scared, hiding under their desks and testing us. We're safe, we're okay. We heard gunshots, but we're okay. They were trying to calm us. At least that's how it felt, he said. Y'all, it's something terrible is really happening amongst all of us. I feel it. I see it. It's not a coincidence that all these things are happening. We have this massive school shooting. We have a massive deaths at a concert. We have a massive deaths at a Christmas parade in Wisconsin. And it continues. They had a major shooting at a mall on Black Friday. And this is why I avoid crowds. And this is why I suggest you do the same. As far as your children in school, I really don't have any answers for that. I know that we need to continue to pray. This world we're living in is just not safe. It's not sane. These things that have been occurring within the last 2 years are very troubling. We see more crime than we've ever seen. We're seeing more shortages of everything we've ever seen. We're seeing more devastation in the families than we've ever seen. And now this time of year, they got a new variant. When earlier this year, they predicted a dark winter. Y'all don't put this stuff together. Y'all can't put two and two together. Continue to prep. Continue to pray. Because it may be soon we all have to just stay in our houses. And I think that might be a part of the plan. Watch this world. Watch the weather. Smell your water. Boil your water before using it. And keep surviving. ZanHero.com